All right, how's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Lucas here, and this is kind of my first impressions or a video telling you, is Nioh a bad PC port? Now, I bought this game thinking, oh, this is going to be a great PC port, or it's going to be a shit PC port, because at first I thought it'd be great. Oh yeah, Nioh on the PC, it's going to be great. I'll be 4K, 60 frames per second, 1080 Ti, 6700K processor, 64 gigabytes of RAM, no problem, right? Well, that's not actually the case here. It's not a bad port, not by what people have been saying. Oh, there's no mouse support for the game. There's keyboard, but no mouse support. Bitch, who plays action Dark Souls style games with a mouse and keyboard? Literally, who? MXR. I know he probably plays with a mouse keyboard because he's a fucking knob. But actually, probably, I don't know if he does or not. But really, why would you? Why would you? They're made to be played on a controller. This was a PlayStation 4 exclusive for one, along with Bloodborne. So, yeah, well, that's that. But is this a bad port? For one, yeah, it doesn't have mouse control. I guess that's bad for some people, and it's not a good keyboard setup as well. So yeah, did I get a problem when I didn't play with a gamepad? As some people say they got a problem, they didn't play with a gamepad. I personally did not test that because this is first impressions. I play with a fucking controller like a regular person when I'm playing an action game. Like who's gonna be playing Kingdom Hearts 2 level 1 critical with the mouse and keyboard? Really, who's gonna be doing that? You know what? Fucking nobody. If it ever comes to PC, which it won't. But I mean, I guess it is with the emulator. But still, no one does that. Who does that? Show me who does that. Okay, now. There's that. And then there's the fact that there's not a lot of game options to customize the graphical settings. There's the resolution, rendering resolution, I should say, shadows, and that's about it. And we had occlusion and all that stuff. And there's only like 3 options and stuff, you know, motion blur, whatever. They're going to be on the screen. So not a lot. Not to the much as, let's say, The Witcher 3 or Dark Souls 3 or, you know, Grand Theft Auto, you know, like a regular PC game, or, you know, Destiny 2, which recently came out, which was some people say it's a port. It's not really a port of the console version. Destiny 3 is an actual made from the ground up PC game, but it's just made for consoles first, and then it was made for PC, which is why it took a month longer for it to come out. And then there's this stuttering on 4K. You know, there's stuttering on 4K, which is the gameplay you're seeing right now. This is 4K max settings with the render resolution at high, so it looks the best it could possibly can be. Now, even if it's on low, it stutters a little bit and loses frames. And I really don't know why. I have a GTX 1080 Ti. I should be playing a game at least 4K near max settings at 60 FPS, especially if it's not a graphic intensive game like this. I mean, this is the most beautiful game in the world, okay? It isn't. I can play Dark Souls 3, which is much more beautiful with mods at 4K near max settings and 60 frames per second. The same with Resident Evil 7 or The Witcher 3 or, you know, a bunch of other games. So yeah, it's not a great port, but it's not bad. Because like I said, I've heard problems of the game running at like even like there's no 1440p option, or there's no resolution, or there's no launcher, or there's no, you know, settings you can use. There's no in between for the render and resolutions. There's only low and high. Yes, there's a mid. You fucking dumbasses. Are you blind? Or you didn't download and install the driver updates for your graphics card. Okay, I don't know about AMD at all. I'm gonna admit I'm not an AMD user. I've only used AMD. Actually, I've never used AMD's graphics cards. I've only used an AMD processor, which was for my first gaming computer, which I bought off of Craigslist. But after that, the AMD shortly after the AMD processor fried because I didn't properly clean out my computer then because I was a teenage knob back then. But ever since then, I've used Intel and always NVIDIA graphics cards because AMD has always been the budget little dude, not as good performance wise. And yeah, I updated my NVIDIA drivers through the GeForce Experience today, and it works fine. I don't get as many frame drops as I did before, and this is with basic settings in the game. I went into the NVIDIA GeForce Experience and I went to optimize this game, and I put high quality. Okay, everything's high, and I got this. You should be able to see, if you don't see that, you actually don't see the frames per second. I don't know why it didn't record itself, but, oh yeah, it did record itself, so this is a different video. But, yeah, the frames per second is near 60 most of the time. It's just this weird stuttering problem that occurs throughout the game that I've noticed it before in all my other games. That was because there was something wrong with when I was using my EVGA Precision X software, but I don't have that. And I went to Dark Souls 3 to see if the stuttering occurs there in 4K, and it's not. It's a buttery smooth 60 frames per second, no stutter. So it's just a Nioh problem, which I don't know why. I'm pretty sure this game uses the engine of Unreal Engine 4. I'm not sure. I can double check right now. This is just a smooth video. So Nioh game engine. It's either Unreal Engine 4 or an in-house engine. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. It's engine that was built from scratch from Team Ninja or Koei Namaka, whatever. Fuck, I don't know how to pronounce these names. I know the developer is Team Ninja, but Koei Tecmo was the publisher for Japan and PC, while PlayStation Interactive Entertainment was worldwide for PlayStation 4 and shit like that, okay? So yeah, I really don't know why there's this problem of stuttering and it not being perfectly optimized and having more options. You can't turn off the damn subtitles for one, okay? That's another bad thing. Or any of the HUD for that matter. You couldn't do that on a PlayStation 4. Also, dude, it shows Xbox prompts for the PC when you put in a gamepad controller. But this is a PlayStation 4 exclusive, and this has full-on support for the PlayStation 4 controller. I do not need to use DS4 Windows. That was completely disconnected and unactivated and exited and everything like that from Task Manager. And I was only using what was in the game plugged into the controller with a USB cord. And he uses it, but it brings up a fucking Xbox controller. Like, what the fuck? Really, mate? You're using an Xbox controller prompts for this game? Why? Why? This isn't a... What? This was... You're not even going to give me the options? You have the things mapped already. You have the icons there already, but you're not using them? You don't give us the options to use it? Like, you know how many people use the DualShock 4 now? Enough for somebody to make DualShock DS4 Windows software for millions of people to use because they prefer the PlayStation 4 controller over the Xbox One or Xbox 360 controller. I never even liked any of the Xbox controllers. I preferred DS2 over the Xbox controller. I preferred DS3 over the Xbox 360 controller. And I prefer the DS4 over the Xbox One controller. So, yeah. I mean, that's just something stupid. That's something stupid that they just fixed right now. It's not hard. It's easy. You got the things there already, mate. And just fix the performance, and then you'll be good. You just get more graphics options. It doesn't take long. I like how it's on PC now with all the DLC and everything, but give us more options for customizing the game. You know, it's a pretty good port. I can play this game in 1440p with the rendering resolution method up to high, which is downsampling from like 4K or something like that. Visual fidelity at max settings, everything there at a buttery smooth 60 frames per second with no stuttering. So yeah, if you have the system, you can play it, but that shouldn't be a problem. You shouldn't have to have the best system in order to play the game fine. you should be able to play the game at what the minimum requirements are and at what the recommended requirements are for your system, for your game. Like Destiny 2 is perfectly optimized. It is beautiful. It is so smooth on any settings and everything like that. Even bumping up the rendering resolution on that from 4K, it runs pretty fine still, with a lot of the settings maxed out at 60 frames, 4K, holy shit. Same thing can be said with Doom. You know, if you optimize your games well enough, it's going to be beautiful. Same with Dark Souls 3. You know, it runs beautifully at almost maxed settings, with some things that just turned off because I don't like those settings. And with mods like Reshade. And that's about it for this video. I don't want to get into too much or just anything like that. I just want to say that Nioh deserves better. I mean, it's a great game. I didn't beat it because I wanted a little bit better graphics. I was hoping for better PlayStation 4 Pro support, which it does. It has a 60 FPS smooth, almost locked setting there on the PS4 Pro. But I was like, I think they're gonna put it on. I think they're gonna put it on PC. I just have a feeling. You know, because I don't know. I just didn't beat it. I had other things I was doing. I don't know why I didn't beat it. But now that it's on PC, I'm hoping for patches. So it gets more options to play in 4K at high. Because I love the extra graphics you get with the 4K high rendering resolution. I can perfectly play in 1440p high rendering resolution. Fine. It's great. It's gorgeous. It's better than what it is on console. But I got a 1080 Ti. I want to play this shit in 4K maxed out like most games I can. So guys, this is my video just ranting a little, or just, you know, is this a bad port? Is this a good port? I hope you guys enjoyed what I showed you, what I talked about. You know, don't listen to all those horrors of, oh no, it's a bad port, stay away from it. You know, don't listen to those fuckboys, okay? I can't say if you have a budget computer if it's gonna run good, because I don't have a budget computer. I have an OP no compensator computer, okay? A 1080 Ti 6700K, although it's not a lot because it's just not a good chip. I got a bad chip. I couldn't overclock it past 4.2 gigahertz, but it's still 6700K. And I have 64 gigabytes of Kingston HyperX Savage RAM. I think they're like 32 something megahertz. And then I have an SSD, but it's not installed. It's installed on a Barracuda Pro 8 terabyte hard drive. I think it's 7200 RPM. So yeah, I have a pretty beefy machine. So it should run fine on that. My name's Lucas. I'm signing out. Have a good day.